Hello, my name is Luke Wright and I am the founder of Mud Love, and I'm excited to be on video today to teach you how to make a Viona. So let's get started. Okay, to get started you need some pretty basic things. You need a ruler, measure the string, a Sharpie to mark the string, some scissors. You can either have tape or a safety pin, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got my coffee here by my side, out of my Mud Love mug, of course. And then I have all this string here, and this I got from Hobby Lobby. It's called Artiste. It's a cotton string. It's really soft. There's tons of colors to choose from online. And you can also get a spool that has like multicolor. Each Viona will be made up of 5 different colors, but if you get the multicolor string, then you'll get a variety of patterns without having to buy a bunch of different colors. Okay, I have chosen my 5 colors, and now I am ready to cut the cord and tie them together. Now you can also double a color, so if you want a lot of this dark blue-green, you could do all 5, make it all that color. You can do 4, 3, 2. You just need 5 loops total. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first color. What I want to do is cut the string 24 inches. So I'm actually wrapping it around the ruler because it's going to make a loop. And the loop is really important to creating the bracelet weave. So I have my end here. Wrapped it around the ruler. I have my first piece done. I can set that off to the side like that. And then I need to pick my next color. Do the same thing. Any way you can cut it to length is fine. It doesn't have to be done this way. This is just the way I've chosen to do it. Now that I have all my cords cut, I can find the end of each one, line them up, get them all combed through. You can even use a comb. We've done that before to sort of get them all straight. They're going to be a little twisted, and that's okay. But you want your ends to be somewhat even, because you're going to take this end, hold it like that, meet it to the other end, get them somewhat lined up, and then you're going to just tie a knot. Like so. And this can be a very tight knot. You're gonna have a little tail on the end, which we'll cut off later. But you are now ready to begin weaving. So you can kind of see there's 5 strings all looped together and tied together like so. Okay, the next step is to fasten the cord somewhere where you can pull on it, create some tension. And like I mentioned before, I had tape. And so what you could do is to tape it down to a surface like this and use that. But what I found more effective, I just wanted to show you that. What I found more effective is actually using a safety pin. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push it through this knot. Careful not to poke yourself. Just so it's somehow attached. You can see that. And then, slide a little closer here. What you can do then, maybe with a pair of jeans, something sturdy, so you can just hook it right on to your pants. Like so. Now it has good tension. I can pull on it, not too hard. You're not going to be pulling too hard. But now I have a comfortable spot where I can weave this thing, and it could take me, 10, 15 minutes. And when you're learning, you want to make sure you're in a nice comfy spot because it does take a little bit of time. So the next step is to position it on your fingers. What you're going to do, you're going to have 2 on one side and 3 loops on the other side. So I have 2 here. I'm going to move this right here. Like so. See how my fingers are aligned here? 3 on this side, 2 on this side. Now I have some people, I've got them on the top of my fingers. I've seen some people actually turn their fingers over and use it like a hook, which is also a fine way to do it. This is how I learned, and this is how I felt most comfortable. So I have my fingers ready, and now I can actually begin the weaving process. Now you'll notice the bottom, where the knot is, they might be a little bit tangled. And that's okay, you'll just have to kind of ignore that, because once your weave starts happening, you can come back, tie a new knot, and cut that junky part off. It's important that you don't drop the weave, because it's really hard to get back on the right way. But when you're just practicing, the string is pretty cheap, and it's okay if you make a mistake, because you might, and you probably will in the first few times. So if you drop a string, just try to remember where it was, put it back on your finger and see if it's twisted, and try to untwist it if it is. So in order to do the weave, you're going to be using all 6 fingers here, and you're going to use the empty finger to grab the inside edge of each weave like that, and then you swoop and grab the one on the end, and you go down. You want, at this point, you're tightening the weave. You don't need to be the Hulk. You just kind of want to give it a little tension. So now, you couldn't see what I did, but now this hand has 2 fingers with cords on it, and now my free finger here is ready to receive this string. So I go through the loop and grab this. I go through the loop and grab this one. And then I turn my hand and I grab the outside edge of this one and release it. See how I release that? And then I go down to give it tension. And then when I'm coming back up to reset my hands, I go over and over. And now this finger is ready. Through, I'm grabbing the gold one, bringing it down, giving it tension. Now what I did naturally is when I'm going down, I switched the loops over to these 2 fingers here. That's just kind of an instinct at this point. So I have my free finger going through this, grabbing it, through this, grabbing it, and then I turn my hand around and I'm sliding this one off my index finger down, and then as I come up, you can do this on your way down or whenever you switch fingers through this one, grab that, slide it off and down through here, kind of grabbing it as I go, and then I'm coming on the outside edge of this loop, going through it, releasing it, switching fingers, coming back and doing it again. And And now you can see the rhythm of it as I go faster. And slowly but surely, the bracelet will start to form. When I go down, I'm trying to do a 90-degree angle from the cord, light tension, and then you'll kind of see as you build the bracelet what hard tension and light tension does. But you want to be consistent in the tension, because if you're not, it'll change the cord. Yeah, Bento can come in here. Sorry about that. My dog is now hanging out with me. Hey, Bento. Can't see him. Oh, there he is. Down, buddy. You can see him about halfway through, and the further I go, the shorter it gets. So you can see at the beginning, my hands were going way down here, the further out, and now everything is a little tighter, a little closer together. One of the tricks is keeping the strings close to the end of your finger without them falling off. So maybe around that first knuckle is a good goal to have. So then you can work with it easier and get through the loops easier. Whereas if it was all the way on the back of your finger, it's really hard to reach. And if you keep tension on it all the time, then it won't fall off. But if you lose tension, if you kind of go like that, then the strings get loose and they might drop, and then your pattern might have a little flaw in it. And actually, I think I might have made a little mistake on mine, but that's okay. I got going too fast. Go through the loop, swing around and pull it down. I kind of like that rhyme. Through the loop, swing it down, pull it down. Through the loop, swing around, pull it down. Okay, you might have noticed at the end, when their loops are really small, it gets really hard to do. So you kind of just have to decide when you'll be done. Some of it can depend on the length, some of it can just depend on when you want to be done. But I have these loops here, and to finish it off, all I need to do is tie it in a knot. And I try to get it right to the end of my weave, where the weave ends. Tighten it up nice and tight. Now I can pull this off. Pull it off my safety pin, like that. You can see my bracelet is done. Now, for me, this bracelet is a little bit small. Looks like I can just get it around. So what you would want to do is remember that it shrinks. Whatever you cut for length, it's going to shrink. So I cut a 12-inch loop, 24 inches total, and I got about a 6.5-inch bracelet, because you lose some on this end and you lose some on this end. So what you may want to do, considering my loop was 12 inches and I only got about 6 inches out of it, you may want to make it longer. The hard part when you make it too long is that it's really hard to do. Your arms really go far out. So maybe anywhere from a 24-inch piece of string to maybe 30 inches or so would be about right. So maybe I'll just give this to my son, who has little tiny arms. Hey, thanks for tuning in to my Viona weaving lesson. It's been fun to have you. It's been fun to try to teach you how to make one of these. I've got mine here. I ended up clipping the ends just to have a little bit of a tail. That's how I like mine. From here, you can just tie it around your wrist, cut off the ends if you want. You don't have to. It's up to you. Thanks for creating with me. Mrs. Brown would be so, so proud. Nice job. You like your new bracelet? You like your new bracelet? I think he really loves it. You like it?
Oh, that's just this.